Again, welcome to First Take Math with Brian Thomas, and Jason's on the iPad today. What I want to do tonight is I want to talk a little bit about subtraction of integers. Again, when we say integers, basically what we're talking about are positive and negative numbers and everything. What I want you to do is, to make it kind of concrete, is when we think of positive numbers, associate positive numbers with income. So something that's going to make your value kind of go up. It's more of an upward motion. Meanwhile, negative numbers, you're going to associate that with debt. And again, debt has this concept of making your value go down. The first thing I want to do is work a subtraction problem, and I want to model it with graphing. And then I will also kind of model it with some other things we've learned over the last few days. So if we look at this problem, first thing is it's going to read this thing. We have 7 minus or take away a negative 2. Now, to visualize this, the 7 is going to represent your income. The negative is actually going to refer to removing. And what you're going to be removing is debt. Okay? So when I follow this problem through, and this is my baseline, we're going to start at 0. If I have income, my income of $7 should make my value go up. So from the baseline, we're going to go up, and I'm just going to kind of sketch up to about this spot here. And we've gone up, we'll say that's up $7 in income. The tricky thing is focusing on removing debt. Remember, if you remove debt out of your life, your value has to be going up. So if I remove debt, my direction should still be going in an upward direction. So based on my model, from 0, I've gone up 7 and I've gone up 2. So the math problem we're seeing actually is 7 plus 2. So this problem actually translates into 7 plus 2, and therefore our answer is 9. Our next example, we have a negative 5. And again, this negative 5 is going to be representing our debt. The subtraction sign is going to imply that we're going to remove or take away. And we're going to be taking away $9 of debt. So if I play this problem out, $5 of debt means my value actually goes in a downward motion at 5. So I'm actually now 5 below 0. But then if you remove $9 of debt, my value is actually going to go up 9. So I'm going to be going up 9. So again, notice that if I go to there, that's going to be a 5 and up a little bit more. So this 9 is actually going to be made up of a 5 and a 4. So based on this, my result is I should be at 4 above 0. So negative 5 plus negative 9 should be giving me a 4. So if I play this out, we have I'm going down 5, then I'm going up 5, and I'm going up 4. Because I'm going up a total of a distance of 9. And notice that this 5 and this negative 5, they actually are 0 out. And therefore, our result is indeed a 4. So the way this looks really is negative 5 plus 9 is equal to then a 4. So one way we can model subtraction is literally just draw yourself a picture of it. You know, it doesn't have to be all this math. It actually could just be a drawing of this simplicity. I want to model a few more examples. So we're going to have a little change in costume here. Hit anybody? We're good? Okay. So we're going to zero in on these questions here. What I want to do this time is I want to focus on these in a more algebraic way. And what I want to do is, when we focus, we want to think of adding 2 terms. So when we look at this, what we're doing is focusing on 2 terms. The 9 is the first term, and box in the subtraction sign with the negative 10. This becomes my second term. Mm-hmm. And so what we're doing is look at this as adding these 2 pieces together. So it's a 9 plus then this piece right here. And what we learned from the other day is anytime we have a dash on the outside, that means to take the opposite. Well, the opposite of a negative 10 becomes then a positive 10. So an easy way to write this would be to say simply 9 plus 10. Okay? So this problem really just translates into 9 plus 10, which in turn then gives me my 19. So when I look at this problem here, again, I don't see this as a subtraction problem. In algebra, we actually see this as adding two pieces. The first piece is this negative 5. The second piece is this negative 20. So the way we look at this is a negative 5 and a negative 20. So a negative 5 and a negative 20, or negative 5 plus a negative 20. And if we think in terms of money again, $5 of debt and $20 of debt, I should go down a total distance of 25. So my value should be then a negative 25. Because if we go down 5 and down 20, we're in the hole a total distance of negative 25. If I look at this example, again, we have, instead of looking at the subtraction problem, we focus this as two terms. So I've got the negative 12 in the first term, and this piece is my second term. Well, negative 12 is okay to write, but there's an easier way to write this, because we know this means the opposite of a negative 13. Well, the opposite of a negative 13 is actually the same thing as a positive 13. So I have negative 12 plus 13. Now keep in mind, if you think of this as debt and income, I got to break 12 off of this 13 to pay off $12 debt, which is going to leave me with $1 of income. So anytime you have debt and income, you should kind of see that as a subtraction problem. But your balance is based on what do you have more of. If you have more debt, then you're going to stay in the hole, a negative. But if you have more income, then you're going to be up. So essentially, anytime you have income and debt, you're going to subtract the two. It's going to give you a 1. But I've got to pay attention, who do I have more of? I got more income, so therefore the answer should be a positive 1. So that's going to conclude our lesson on adding and subtracting integers. And we'll start with another episode here in a little bit.